1991 Gold Cup winner Mark Tate returns to the Detroit River in the Winston Eagle to defend his title. But Chip Hanauer in the Miss Budweiser is looking to spoil those plans and take home his 8th Gold Cup. ESPN presents the RC Cola 1992 Unlimited Hydroplane Series. The second stop of this series, the Budweiser APBA Gold Cup. Sponsored by RC Cola. Give me the taste of my RC. By Eagle Snacks. Remember, not all snacks are created eagle. And by Budweiser, the king of beer with that clean, crisp, cold taste. Nothing beats a Bud.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jim Hendrick along with Dick Crippen here at the Motor City of Detroit, the second stop in the RC Cola Hydro Series. This, the Budweiser APBA Gold Cup. And this is a whole different ballgame, Dick Crippen. The Gold Cup is very coveted.
Yeah, it is, and it is an unusual format because we have actually 2 days of racing when normally we only have one. And it's on the Detroit River, which is really the place to win a Gold Cup. It's got a lot of tradition here, but the Detroit River is also one you have to watch. As the afternoon goes on, it can get more and more dangerous. This is about the best water we've seen. There is a little bit of wind. They're going to have to be concerned about that. But as I said, it's 2 days of racing. Let's catch everybody up on what happened yesterday.
It all started here in the Motor City of Detroit many years ago, and it traditionally draws over 500,000 fans to each event. The DOC AccuView, Kellogg's, Miss Sundeck, the Wellness Plan, and the Race Rock Diner, the combatants in Heat 1A. And it was quite a race there for a while, but it was the Race Rock Motor City Diner with Mark Evans taking the lead in the turn and going on to victory yesterday in Heat 1A. This is a 2-day event. Extra heats are added, and here's the results. Race Rock Diner, Kellogg's, DOC AccuView, Miss Sundeck, and the Miss Wellness Plan.
Well, I can't think of a better way to start the day.
No kidding. Same here. Boat's running great. Feels good.
You came out of there. I was watching on the third turn, Mark, and I'll tell you, the boat really looks like it's holding to the water. You popped a few times, but you went down flat.
Oh, yeah. It's thanks to my owner here. He wanted to put in a couple little wedges there I wasn't too sure about, but we tried it, and come to find out it works fine for us.
Average winning speed, 137.6. Here's the starting lineup for Heat 1B. Miss Budweiser, Miss T Plus, the Tide, and Winston Eagle, all turbine boats. And in a tight turn, down here at the Rooster Tail turn yesterday, it was the Winston Eagle taking on some water, going dead. Miss Budweiser went on to victory and picked up 200 points in Heat 1B toward that coveted Gold Cup. The 8th for Bernie Little, the owner, and the 8th for this man, the driver, Chip Hanauer. There's your results. Miss Budweiser, the Tide, Winston Eagle, Miss T Plus did not finish. The brake shop did not start.
And the boats came around to turn for Heat 2A yesterday, looking in fine style as they got the flag. It was Miss T Plus, Winston Eagle, DOC AccuView, Miss Sundeck, and the brake shop. It was the Winston Eagle running away with it. No competition at all in this heat for the Winston Eagle. Mark Tate on his home course taking an easy win, getting some more points put together for the Gold Cup final. Winston Eagle, DOC AccuView, Miss Sundeck, Miss T Plus did not start, neither did the brake shop. Then we moved to Heat 2B, and the crowd was getting anxious to see the Budweiser back out on the course. Kellogg's, Race Rock Diner, Miss Wellness Plan, Miss Budweiser, and the Tide competing. The Miss Budweiser taking an easy win, much as the Winston Eagle did in the last heat. Now the points are starting to accumulate coming into today's action. The big attention went to the Tide boat. George Woods Jr. going right down the wall. He cooled off the fans. First place went to Miss Budweiser, Race Rock Diner second, then the Tide, the Kellogg's, and Miss Wellness Plan.
And today, the second day of action for Gold Cup 92, and we'll have it all for you in just a moment. Jim Hendrick along with Dick Crippen back here on the shores of the Detroit River in Detroit, Michigan, where it's a beautiful day, the water conditions near perfect.
Special race for Bernie Little, 8th Gold Cup, hopefully, and not only for you, but for your driver, too. Never did we imagine that combination would be going for the Gold Cup.
Yeah, that's true. Chip's won 7 in a row, and we've won 7 over the course of the few years, and we're both working very hard to come up with our 8th. And needless to tell you, with the way the Miss Budweiser's running, we feel confident we'll get that done.
In Gold Cup competition, A and B flights are not set by qualifying speeds. You have to fight for your lanes, and you're on a time clock. In 3A, it'll be Mike Hansen in the Kellogg's Tony the Tiger. Jack Schaefer Jr. in the automotive-powered Wellness Plan, first appearance of the year. Jerry Hopp in the Miss Sundeck of Michigan. Also, Mitch Evans in the DOC AccuView, and it'll be the Brake Shop with Todd Yarling.
The boats form up on the Detroit River with every driver sensing the strong tradition of hydroplane racing on this river. And at the start, watch Mike Hansen to the left of your screen, the blue and white boat. He's driving the Kellogg's Tony the Tiger. He's got to be favored in this race. He starts to get a challenge on the inside, but as they go down into turns 1 and 2, it's going to be Hansen leading the way. Mike Hansen getting a good ride out. Now they've got to be careful coming out of turn number 2. There's usually some current in the water right about here. He's riding very smooth. There you see him tiptoe just a little bit, but Hansen controls the boat beautifully, and he is in the lead on the backstretch.
What an improvement in this program. They started out with a piston-powered engine, and now they're a turbine. This boat here, of course, rides on an Allison turbocharged engine. It's the DOC AccuView with Mitch Evans.
A problem on the course, the turbine engine of the Brake Shop not producing the power Todd Yarling needs to keep that boat competitive and on the course. He is going to just pull it into the infield. Meanwhile, the Sundeck with Jerry Hopp trying to maintain its position on the course. But here comes Jack Schaefer Jr. in the Miss Wellness Plan. As they come out of the number 2 turn, Jack Schaefer Jr. with the 2 automobile engines aboard that boat is going to take over second place. But watch out for the Sundeck. He's trying to close it down. Jack Schaefer Jr. up into second. Meanwhile, the checkered flag goes out for Tony the Tiger, the Kellogg's boat. Mike Hansen out of Madison, Indiana, takes the win. Second place to the Miss Wellness Plan, then the Miss Sundeck. DOC AccuView did not finish, neither did the Brake Shop.
Not too shabby, right? You got a pretty good start under that clock.
Well, yeah, it starts to come natural to me so far this week, and I hope I get 2 more out of the day. Yeah, I just went down the first turn, got a good start, got around everybody in the first turn. Really not much of a boat race.
Bob Hughes, this is, of course, a lot of tension on the docks.
Oh, it's great, and as Tony would say, it's great.
I'll tell you something else that's great. These fans waiting for the Gold Cup. You know, that's got a lot of tradition into it. We learn a little bit more from Jim Hendrick.
They say if you win the Gold Cup, your season is complete if you never win another race. But what's it like to win 3 times? From a driver's standpoint, Tommy Deeth, you've done that.
Well, it was absolutely fantastic, obviously. The most special one, naturally, was the first one in 1976, driving for George Simon. Winning right here in my hometown with my father and my mother and my brother here watching, and coming back and winning again in 1989 and then 1990 in Detroit again. So 3 decades of Gold Cup wins. I think the only other guy that did that was Bill Munsey, so real special.
I asked 7-time Gold Cup winner Chip Hanauer what makes this victory any different than any other race.
Physically, it's a harder race. You're asking more of the equipment, you're asking more of the people because it's a longer race. We run 1 extra heat and we run 1 extra lap per heat. So you're taxing the crew, you're taxing the equipment, you're taxing the driver. The most important thing, I think, is the historical significance. I mean, there's a lot of Indy races that are 500 miles, but there's only one Indy 500 because that's where the lore and the legend is. And I think the same thing's true at the Gold Cup.
The closest Gold Cup victory ever was in 1955. The winning driver, this man, Deputy Commissioner Lee Shaneth. Lee, that was very, very close.
Well, it was 2.4 seconds, Jim, but you have to remember back then we had what you call bonus points. The man that went the fastest for the full 90 miles got 400 points. Well, I happen to be the guy that did that, got the points, got the trophy, and brought it to Detroit.
Nobody in the history of unlimited hydroplane racing has ever gone from Rookie of the Year to his 2nd year win in a Gold Cup, but Mark Tate did.
Oh, it was a great opportunity last year for Mark Tate to join the Winston Eagle team and have the success that I did and that the team did, and we were very proud of that. And here we are this year back in Detroit with another Gold Cup coming up, and we're hoping to repeat.
Will he be able to repeat? We're on our way to find out, as we'll have more from the Detroit River and unlimited hydroplane racing coming up.
We're looking at the Mason Elementary School drummer boys here in the pit area. Lots of activity on Gold Cup weekend. Let's go to Dick Crippen.
You have to know that the Detroit River is very special for Mark Tate, hometown course, but also the Gold Cup.
It's the most prestigious race, and it's great being in front of your hometown and all your own fans. And, you know, we're excited to be here, and we're looking for a repeat.
But defending on that, what kind of pressure?
Oh, no added pressure. It's just another race. We're coming in and hoping for the best, and we feel we're well prepared, and we'll see what the Winston Eagle has left in her.
Well, Steve, certainly the Winston Eagle had a good debut down in Miami. You saw that the boat could run. It's got a lot more area to run in up here.
Oh, yeah, we're very excited about being here. The Winston Eagle's really ready to go, and we're excited about it. Excited to be here to defend the Gold Cup.
The defense of that Gold Cup coming up very shortly as we get near the winner-take-all final. In Heat 3B today, Chip Hanauer driving the Miss Budweiser for owner Bernie Little. The Miss T Plus, owned by Jim Harvey and driven by Steve David. The Tide, that colorful boat of Bill Wooster, to be piloted by George Woods Jr. and Mark Tate and Steve Woomer teaming up with that Winston Eagle team. And the Race Rock Motor City Diner, Mark Evans driving for Ron Jones Jr.
It looks like a good start as the boats come down. All eyes are up on the starter's tower, and the flag goes, and we are off in Heat 3B. Miss Budweiser out of lane number 2 is going to take on a strong start going into turn number 1. There's the Winston Eagle coming up on the outside to the left of your screen. Watch closely as they come into Miss Budweiser, starting to loosen up, and Chip Hanauer holds it on the water. A big bounce by the Winston Eagle. They both keep their boats under control, heading down into turn number 2 and coming out on the backstretch. It is the Miss Budweiser, Chip Hanauer in the lead.
That first turn is a big, wide turn, and look at the problem the T Plus has. Right now, floating to the infield, Steve David out of the seat, and the Winston Eagle must have damaged something on that big bounce, Dick, is Mark Tate. Let's look at it. Whoa, he really comes. See that puff of black smoke?
Yeah.
Something blew in the hot section.
That's an indication of how hard these boats are being pushed. You ask a guy like George Woods Jr. in the Tide, what does it take to win a Gold Cup?
I'll tell you what, it's going to be real tough this weekend. We've got a lot of really fast boats, and the Tide is definitely up to the challenge. It's a brand new boat, and I'll tell you what, the Tide's in, and we're going to be the last one there to kiss the Queen.
The Tide boat getting a little light on the backstretch here in Detroit as she tries to come up on the inside of Mark Evans in the Race Rock boat. There you see Mark Evans, and he's really got that boat hugging the buoys and staying tight on the water. Mark Evans in the Race Rock. There's the Miss Budweiser as Chip Hanauer continues his romp here on the Detroit River. He takes the win in Heat 3B. Let's take a look at the results and the points that they garnered as the Race Rock comes in. Second place, the Tide in third. Winston Eagle did not finish. Neither did the Miss T Plus.
Earlier this week, the Miss Budweiser, driven by Chip Hanauer, won the Winston Select Lap Award for an average of 2 laps, 168.937 a record, and he had 169.6 in there in one of those laps.
Well, that means that he has to have topped over 200 miles per hour on the straightaways. Whew, what speed. Well, here's the starting lineup for Heat 4A, the Miss Budweiser, DOC, AccuView, Kellogg's, the Tide, and the Brake Shop. Coming down for their final appearance now. The start flag is good, and we watch closely as Miss Budweiser, Chip Hanauer, turns the power on, going down on the outside this time into turn number 1. He is to the left of your screen, and you can see now they have tied up with the Tide boat on the inside, George Woods Jr. George gets a little bit loose as they go down into turn number 2. Budweiser also getting loose out there at the Detroit Boat Club, but they come out almost neck and neck. Tide is still the leader.
George Woods Jr. takes the short way around the course, and as he looks over his right shoulder, there sits Chip Hanauer coming down the smoothest part of this course. The Belle Isle Beach is on the back chute. None of the waves will come hit the breakwaters and come back, so they can really hang it out here. But this is the tightest part of the course. Corners 3 and 4 by the Rooster Tail. Only about 900 feet around. They really have to be careful.
The Tony the Tiger Kellogg's boat, Mike Hansen, now in third place. He's got a good run. He's going to let those two guys in front do battle out there.
Now, a brand new turbine, the Brake Shop, driven by Todd Yarling, has had prop problems. They are not going to be able to complete this race as we look at our fourth place boat, the DOC AccuView with Mitch Evans. Speaking of that brand new Brake Shop, a rookie, Nate Brown, will take over the cockpit next race in Evansville.
Coming out of the Rooster Tail turn down toward the finish, the Miss Budweiser finally taking the Tide boat. George Woods Jr. doing a great job holding him off. George Woods trying to move up on the inside, but not in time. The Miss Budweiser, Chip Hanauer, takes it and now looks ahead to the Gold Cup. Second place, the Tide. Kellogg's in third, DOC AccuView fourth, and the Brake Shop did not finish.
Well, that's about the best heat of racing I've seen in 2 days.
Yeah, Ty did a great job. George Woods did a beautiful job of driving. We had tried to set up on the Budweiser to experiment with, and I tell you, I was doing everything I could to stay in front of the Tide.
The guy that had the answer to this, man, is the guy next to you, Bernie Little. You never stand still.
Well, no, I don't. I'm right out there in the seat with him, only I haven't got that much courage. But really, that was good racing on both teams, all three teams, and that gives the fans something they want to see. I'm sure you saw the boat out of shape down there. Pretty good. He got it up pretty high, but he managed to bring it right back down and go on and win.
Yesterday, the pit was a little bit shook up when Jim Harvey apparently injured his back in an accident that happened on the dock. We asked him what happened.
Basically what happened is I was jumping from the boat to the boat, and I missed the boat. I guess after 25 years I was entitled to miss it once, and this happened to be the day.
Well, obviously, he is back with us today for the Gold Cup. Look at this card that a youngster in the audience yesterday made up and got to him. And look what it says in there. Now you can sit in a chair like Bernie Little and boss them around. Don't worry, it won't last for long. Well, we're not going to have you wait much longer either. For the Gold Cup on the Detroit River, it's coming up next.
Jim Hendrick and Dick Crippen here in Detroit, where 2 days of grueling competition have taken their toll. Mechanical problems have eliminated the Miss T Plus, Miss Sun Deck, and the Wellness Plan. That leaves it up to the Winston Eagle and the Race Rock Diner in a shootout.
Look for the two turbine boats to fight it out, Winston Eagle and Race Rock right off the start line. That's exactly what they're doing.
These 2 days of racing, they're getting a lot of points toward that Eagle Stacks High Point Trophy. And also, the top 3 point getters will race for, you know what? Dual Shootout in Hawaii, the last race of the year.
There you can see Race Rock, and he's getting a little bit of a rocky ride out there. Mark Evans doing a good job of holding the boat in. He's really had that boat on the water most of the day. The front runner is the Winston Eagle, and that is Mark Tate, who is from the Detroit area, racing before his hometown crowd, takes the win in Heat 4B. So Mark Tate lines himself up as he gets ready to defend that Gold Cup. Race Rock Diner second, Miss T Plus did not start. Miss Wellness Plan and Miss Sun Deck did not finish.
Mark, it looked like just as you came up by the yacht club down there, each time you sort of lifted up on the right side of the boat, and it just kind of hung up there on you.
Yeah, it did. You're getting a lot of backwash off of that side of the river over there, and it's going to be really hard to determine what lane you really want to run in coming down into the Rooster Tail turn, because outside seems to be worse, and then the inside seems to be worse. It just changes every lap. You just can't find a smooth area.
So no preference at this point?
Not really, no. I just think it's going to be hang on, Susie, and let's go for it.
Here's the finale, the lineup. Chip Hanauer, Miss Budweiser, the U1. Mark Evans in the Race Rock Motor City Diner. Mike Hansen in Kellogg's has qualified for the winner-take-all final, as has George Woods Jr. in the Tide. Winston Eagle with Mark Tate. And DOC AccuView with Mitch Evans.
Every driver has his mind on one thing, the most prestigious cup in all of powerboat racing. There you hear the gun, and we're underway in the Gold Cup finale here in Detroit, Michigan. As we look at the Miss Budweiser, Chip Hanauer in lane number 3. Lane number 1 is the Winston Eagle with Mark Tate. He is the defending champion. Watch closely. The Tide boat is in lane number 2. As they close things down, going into corner number 1, a little bit of looseness for the Miss Budweiser. Meanwhile, the Winston come very close to that Rooster Tail on the inside. Watch them as they come out of the Detroit Boat Club turn. Winston Eagle holding it in second place, still in first, and leading by about 2 boat lanes is the Miss Budweiser. There you get a good shot of Mark Tate trying to come up on the inside.
Oh, and he's flying just a little bit, Dick. He's very light as we look at the third place boat, the Tide, with George Woods Jr. This will be 5 hard laps. Kellogg's, Mike Hansen in fourth.
Good competition up front as well as in the back as these boats wait for those two to battle it out and see what happens and how it's going to shake out.
They are so close, 152.2 for Budweiser, 151.5 in competition for the Winston Eagle.
Winston Eagle on the right of your screen, the Dayglow red boat. There you see the red and white Miss Budweiser. They're almost deck to deck as they come down by the Detroit Boat Club. Look at these two boats battling out. Then the Budweiser just gets a little bit loose, and watch out! They actually hit the Winston Eagle. It appeared the Winston Eagle hit the tail of the Miss Budweiser as she flew up high out of the water. Miss Budweiser able to keep it under control, but bad news for the Winston Eagle team. They've lost the cowling on the boat, and the motor has gone dead. Let's see if he tries to restart. start. Meanwhile, down the back chute into the Rooster Tail turn, a high bounce for the Miss Budweiser. Chip Hanauer now leading this race uncontested.
I think he sustained some damage on that left vertical fin. It looks like it's wobbly loose. We'll have to watch on that as we look at the Motor City Diner with Mark Evans.
He is now riding in 4th position. In 3rd is the Kellogg's Tony the Tiger boat. 2nd place now is George Woods Jr. in the Tide. And, of course, the leader is the Miss Budweisers. There you see George Woods Jr. Look at how he is battling the currents here on the Detroit River.
Gets very light. Bill Muncy once said, you don't beat the Detroit River, you survive it, as we look at the DOC AccuView with Mitch Evans, currently in 5th place.
Still the leader, the Miss Budweiser, Chip Hanauer. There you see your 3rd place boat, the U6 Kellogg's Tony the Tiger. And again, you can see this boat has taken a wild ride, getting a little bit of surfing action off some of the waves. When it's breaking over the front, you know the front end of the boat is taking a beating. The Miss Budweiser, you can see the tail is now down. Jim had said that it looked like there was some damage to that side of the boat. There surely is, but Chip Hanauer isn't letting off the pedal at all. He's going without that vertical wind. It doesn't matter at all. He is going to take the checkered flag. Here's how that happened. Now watch the Winston Eagle. Jimmy comes right up and just nicks him.
But at that speed, just a nick is all it'll take to destroy a tail, and it's too bad that the Winston Eagle is out of the race at this point. It would have been high-speed competition. We'll be back with the winner in just a moment. Jim Hendrick along with Dick Crippen back here on the Detroit River. Here's the final results of the Budweiser APBA Gold Cup 1992. Let's go down to the docks and Dick Crippen.
Well, guys, who would have thunk it?
Who would have not have thunk it?
8 gold cups.
Yeah.
Boy, I'll tell you, and what a combination for the 8th one, Chip. I'll tell you, the boat isn't exactly in one piece, but you got it across.
They gave me a good boat. Friday, we were hurt, and we only had one propeller and one engine. Looked like it would have to go the whole Gold Cup. But they stayed up late for 2 nights in a row, and they gave us plenty of equipment, and the boat was beautiful.
Well, the Detroit River responded just as Chip predicted it would, and he does know this river, Bernie.
Well, there's no one knows it better, and no one's ever driven any better for me. That was just truly outstanding. And to win 8 for Chip and for me at the same time. I love it. I want to shake his hand.
Chip, all right, damage on the boat. What happened down in turn number 2?
I don't know. It seems like I can't win a Gold Cup in Detroit with a wing that stays upright every time I come back with and Lauren, my radio guy, said, you're awfully hard on these wings here. So that's okay, as long as it flew home.
Well, Bernie, I think it's time to celebrate.
I do too, and this bud's for me.
Here's the way they stand after the first 2 races of the 1992 RC Cola Series. The Eagle Snacks Trophy up for grabs with Miss Budweiser leading by about 500 points. Another exciting day of unlimited hydroplane racing. This is the big one in Detroit, the Gold Cup, and I'll tell you, it was a thriller.
Well, there she sits right up there on the Miss Budweiser, which represents the 8th Gold Cup for both Bernie Little and Chip Hanauer. Boy, as I said in the interview, who would have thunk it? I mean, here was 2 guys that really went against each other, and they came out winners, and both of them taking the celebration home tonight. So it's a pretty exciting pit to be in, and I don't doubt that with the notice that's been served by some of the other teams, we're going to have some hellacious racing here before this season is over. Next stop is Evansville. That's always an exciting race course. It's wide open and really built for speed.
Yes, the Ohio River in Evansville, Indiana. It'll be Budweiser. Thunder on the Ohio will be there. On behalf of Dick Crippen, I'm Jim Hendrick from Detroit. So long.
The Budweiser APBA Gold Cup has been brought to you by RC Cola. Give me the taste of my RC. By Eagle Snacks. Remember, not all snacks are created eagle. And by Budweiser, the king of beer with that clean, crisp, cold taste. Nothing beats a Bud. This event was sanctioned by the American Powerboat Association. A production of Cypress Sports in cooperation with the ESPN.